Oh, hey friends, Josh Yeager, Santa Barbara dog walker and fiduciary governance maven. I'm not in Santa Barbara. I'm outside Breckenridge at some unknown. I think calling it a lake would be generous. A pond, let's say. During my walk, I was giving some thought to the current state of the union in terms of trust and estate documentation. So this is the writing of wills and trusts for people. And I thought I'd share a couple of those thoughts with you. Sorry for the glare. Number one, current state of the union in California. We've got some 10 million baby boomers that want to express what is to be done with their assets when they die. And so those baby boomers are creating a lot of demand on the trusts and estates attorneys, my colleagues who draft documents. And what happens when you have a really high demand for something and not enough supply is the price tends to go up. So the price of trust and estates documents right now is high and rising in California. Major metro areas, it's in the $6,000 per trust package. And sometimes it's $5,000, sometimes it's $7,000. There are certainly instances where it's north of $10,000. Those are probably for larger estates, taxable estates, north of 13 million. But for the $10 million and less folks, the 99 percentile of the millionaire next door, typical package is going to cost about $6,000. Now, the private equity guys and the tech AI guys have come up with a solution called the DIY, do-it-yourself trust documentation. And those things are for individuals that are comfortable drafting their own documents online. It's kind of like Quicken has done for the filing of tax returns with TurboTax. Intuit actually is the company that creates TurboTax. But examples that you might be familiar with are LegalZoom, Trust and Wills, Rocket Lawyer, Legal Guru, Vanilla. These are all examples of platforms that have been built in the last 10 years that allow individuals to draft their own documents. And I'll let you in on a little secret. Documents are pretty dang good. Process is, 15 minutes to a half an hour of going through answer the question of what are your assets? How many kids do you have? What's the family look like? Do you want to do any charitable gifts? Do you own any real estate? That kind of inquiry package. They ask you questions, and the combination of AI and database software cranks out really, really well-written trust docs. Problem is, not a lot of people, I shouldn't say that. Some subset of clients aren't comfortable with that. So they're not comfortable with either paying the $6,000 for the white-gloved approach to drafting documents, nor are they comfortable with the DIY approach. Let me get the picture of the pond in here as I walk. So here's what we're going to do about that, because we're kind of trust and estates mavens. We're going to start providing something in between. Something in between the white-gloved approach of my colleagues, where they have really nice Class A real estate, and they have a lot of staff, and they have big glass windows and nice conference rooms, and they give you a really nice, cool-looking binder at the end, and you go through an estate drafting process that maybe from start of the engagement to the end might be 30 days, given the volume of cases that they have. And the other end is the DIY. So Anados Law is going to start cranking out these documents for the middle market, I'm calling it. These are the folks with estates between, $1 million and 10 million. Go to the white glove guys if you're a really rich person and you need some pretty sophisticated trust and estates planning. But if you're below the lifetime exemption amount, I think our solution might be a pretty good one. Here's a couple of things that make us different. One, no conference rooms, no glass windows, no cool binder at the end of the engagement. But you will get a trust and estates document set that's exactly what you need. Other things that make us different, we're going to turn these things around really quick, like 3 business days from engagement through end. Another thing that's going to make us different is we're going to do it for folks throughout California. One of the things that happens with the traditional white-gloved model is those practices end up serving mostly clients in their communities, in their counties. Of course, some of their clients leave. Of course, sometimes they get referrals to people in other parts of the state or even other states. But there's a geographic weight to the traditional trust and estates practice. And I'd like to kind of play with that and say a client from Eureka can get the same trustee help service as a client from San Diego. And then we can crank these things out really fast. Client signs the engagement. We do a Zoom interview. We crank out the document set. Document set's the traditional document set, the revocable living trust, typically sponsored by a spouse, a couple, and then the pour-over will for each of them, and then power of attorney for each of them, and then healthcare instructions for each of them. So that's the typical document set. Of course, we can help with the other stuff that is traditionally needed, updating deeds to transfer assets into the trust, or doing assignments of assets, or generally helping with other items that come up. And our thought is, with this kind of stripping down of the things that the white glove guys provide, and adding a little more service to the platforms that the DIY guys provide, that we can do this twice as fast at half the cost with a better outcome for our clients than the current model. So that means $3,500. That's what we're going to do these for. We're going to crank them out fast. We're going to get them done. And if that's something that is intriguing to you, or a colleague or a friend, feel free to share this video with them. Our website is trusteehelp.com. Trustee-help. There's a dash in between the trustee and help word. So give us a call if you think we can help. Ciao.